Okay, I was gonna make a berry crumble for me for my snack tonight. So let me show you what I have. What you want to do is warm some fruit in a saucepan. You want to bring it to a boil or about. I have already heated them almost all the way through, so I'm just gonna turn them on low real quick to finish them off with you. Let's see. Into it, once it gets warm, you want to add, I'm using about a cup of berries because I'm only making a single serving rather than a full batch. So you want to add about just a little bit of vanilla into your berries while they heat. I have blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries in here. I use frozen fruit just because it's cheaper and it makes it easier to keep in the house, so I can just make them whenever I want. I had 2 large strawberries that I added out of my batch frozen ones. I'm just going to cut them in 4s now that they're soft. So I have my oven preheated already to 450 because we're going to finish them off in the oven. So let me show you what else I have. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to dump, let me see here. I'm going to dump my berries now into my little baking dish I have. So I'm just going to pour them in there. Okay. So, see, just put them in there. Then I have a bowl of walnuts here. That's going to be the top to my berry crumble. So let's see. That's a little too high. Let's see here. Oops. Sorry, I'm a little too short to reach things in my kitchen. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do is to my nuts, I'm going to add in some cinnamon. I really enjoy cinnamon, so I'm just going to add a bunch of cinnamon. I'm going to actually sprinkle a little over my things too. Then I have whole nutmegs, if I can get one out of my jar. Okay, so I don't have a nutmeg thing to grate them, even though I buy whole nutmeg. So I have just a small grater. I use this for everything. So I'm just going to add some nutmeg into this. And don't worry that it's not actually a grater, the proper grater for it. It's still so small that it's not going to leave you like with these woody chunks or anything from using whole nutmeg. And I always rather use the whole nutmeg and then grind it down. With any seasoning, it's always better to buy the whole and then grind it down on your own when you're ready to use it. It gives you better flavor, it's fresher tasting. So, okay, so I added some of that into there. And then it calls for butter. I actually forgot to melt my butter for it. That's okay. The recipe says to use a tablespoon of butter, but a tablespoon is supposed to be enough for 3 servings. So, I'm just going to put a little bit of butter in there. And then I'm going to cheat and just microwave it real quick. Just to be able to melt the butter down. So that way it's not hard to move around. Alright, there we go. Literally, 10 seconds is all it needed. to rinse my spoon off. Now I'm just going to mix this all together. And let's see. Alrighty, so I'm just going to add this in over my nuts, or my nuts over my fruit. Just kind of enough to cover it. And then I'm going to add a little more cinnamon on top. Like I said, I enjoy cinnamon. It makes it, I think it just gives it a little more flavor. Not a lot, just enough to sprinkle it on top. And then I'm just going to take this and stick it in the oven. Since you've already cooked the berries on the stovetop, all you're doing in the oven, in reality, is toasting the nuts a little. So it's just enough to toast the nuts and melt the butter into it and kind of give it time to all mingle. It really takes but a minute. And then I have silk milk, silk almond milk. It's unsweetened, and you can just pretty much add about a splash of it on top of it when it comes out, just to kind of finish it off, and it would be give it the same effect of like an apple pie a la mode with ice cream on top. You just add the milk for it, and that's all I have. So hope you make it and enjoy it too, and let me know what you think of it if you make it.